Don't you remember anything? Find out right now how to avoid getting Alzheimer's. Do you ever think about whether the things you do every day make you more likely to get Alzheimer's? How likely is it that this condition is caused by those things? In this video, we'll talk in depth about the newest research on Alzheimer's disease, which includes some surprising ideas about what causes it, as well as practical ways to avoid getting this terrible disease. You will also learn about everyday habits that may be bad for your brain. Keep your mind healthy and sharp as you age to protect yourself and the people you care about from Alzheimer's disease. Make sure you read all the way through. Before we begin, I'd love for you to stay with me until the very end, because I'll be sharing one simple habit that can gently boost your energy and well-being every single day. If this kind of thoughtful guidance speaks to you, please like the video, subscribe, and click the notification bell so we can keep this journey going together. And if you're here right now, please let me know by commenting. Health is my daily gift. It's a beautiful way to remind ourselves and one another that every day counts. How come memories of old people are getting worse? It's now clear that Alzheimer's disease is a major public health problem that threatens the quality of life for millions of people. But how does Alzheimer's get worse? Finding out more about how the brain works biologically will help solve this mystery. Amyloid beta peptide is a dangerous protein that is found naturally in the brain. We start to store more of this protein as we age. When the amount goes over a certain point, amyloid plaques start to form. By blocking neurotransmission, these plaques make it harder for neurons in the brain to talk to each other normally. One of the worst things about Alzheimer's is that it makes things like this happen. Along with amyloid plaques, tau is another important protein in Alzheimer's disease. Tau proteins keep the structure of neurons stable in healthy brains. However, when these tau proteins are phosphorylated too much, they go through a chemical change that changes how they work in some people. When there is too much phosphorylation, tau proteins twist and form neurofibrillary tangles. These tangles get in the way of nutrients and other important molecules getting to neurons, which stops brain cells from working normally. Brains of people with Alzheimer's show changes like neurofibrillary tangles and amyloid plaques. Because of these changes, their memory and cognitive abilities slowly get worse. Some people may have mild memory loss at first and find it difficult to do difficult tasks. These cognitive problems get worse as the disease gets worse. They show up as not being able to remember things, getting confused, and solving problems. People with Alzheimer's eventually need help with everything they do every day as the disease gets worse. Researchers are still having a difficult time figuring out why amyloid beta peptide builds up and tau protein becomes hyperphosphorylated. Many things in a person's environment, including their genes, can make them more or less likely to get Alzheimer's disease. Researchers looking into what causes this terrible disease have not yet found a cure. However, understanding how it works will help them come up with treatments that can stop or slow its progress. Strategies that aim to lessen the effects of Alzheimer's disease on individuals and society as a whole must include efforts to improve brain health through diet, exercise, mental stimulation, and social interaction. Second, the 6 main reasons why people get Alzheimer's disease have been found. Some of these things that lead to Alzheimer's are normally seen as good habits, but the damage is permanent once it happens. That's why prevention is often better than treatment. To stop the disease, it is very important to know what causes it. Some once healthy habits may increase Alzheimer's disease risk, say researchers. For example, a study in Japan found a strong link between skipping breakfast and a higher risk of getting Alzheimer's disease. Over the course of 6 years, researchers kept track of what 525 seniors, age 65 and up, ate. It was found that people who skipped breakfast had 4 times the risk of getting Alzheimer's disease as people who ate breakfast every day. Researchers think that this higher risk is because people who skip breakfast don't eat enough, which can speed up the loss of brain function and early aging. The study examined more than just skipping breakfast to determine if it was associated with an increased risk of Alzheimer's disease. Studies have shown that habits like snacking a lot raise the risk of getting the disease by 2.7 times. The increase likely happened because many snacks are high in fat, which can raise cholesterol levels in the blood and speed up the buildup of amyloid beta peptides in the brain, which is a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Another dietary factor that was found was eating too much salt. If you eat too much salt, your chance of getting Alzheimer's disease goes up by 2.5 times. Eating a lot of salt can hurt the walls of brain blood vessels, which can cause high blood pressure and cortical atrophy. In turn, these factors can make Alzheimer's disease more likely to happen. The researchers also found that a light diet that is too strict could be bad, especially for older people. A light diet is often suggested for health reasons, but following it too closely can leave you lacking in nutrients. For instance, older people who eat too little may not get enough vitamin B12, which is needed for nerve cells to work. A lack of vitamin B12 can make Alzheimer's disease more likely to happen over time. The 45-year-old Mrs. Wu worked as a cleaner at an insurance company close to her home. She was always known for being quick and sharp, but over the past 6 months, she's been having a series of more and more troubling and strange events. Even though she was excellent at cooking, she started falling behind on her routine a lot. Her forgetfulness meant that dishes that used to taste excellent would often turn out bland because she either forgot to add salt or added it too many times, ruining the flavor. Please leave the first comment below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me and that you think these lessons are helpful. There was one very scary event that happened while she was making a meal and got a call. She walked away from the stove and forgot all about the food she was cooking because she was talking to someone. The meal almost went horribly wrong because no one was around to watch it for so long that it almost started a kitchen fire. At first, her family thought these things were just harmless quirks, blaming them on getting older and having short-term memory loss. But in the past month, Mrs. Wu's behavior has become even stranger and scarier. She started having a lot of trouble with everyday things that she used to do without any problems. Even though she used to have no trouble with WeChat, she was having trouble with it this time. She also got lost on normal phone calls. She found it harder and harder to interact with other people, so she started to withdraw and spend her days alone. Her once jovial personality had been replaced by a blank, unseeing stare. Her husband decided to get her medical help because he was getting more and more worried about how her health was getting worse. When they went to the hospital for a full checkup, several tests showed worrying signs of brain atrophy. At an alarmingly low score of only 14 points on a simplified cognitive assessment, Mrs. Wu showed signs of having clinical dementia. Medical professionals and her family were both shocked when they heard the diagnosis. Given that Mrs. Wu was only 45 years old, the doctors were confused by how quickly she developed dementia. They looked into it further and found a major cause that may have contributed to her illness. It turned out that Mrs. Wu had been following a strict vegetarian diet for almost 10 years, not eating any animal products at all. Because of the long-term food restrictions, there was a severe lack of vitamin B12, an important nutrient for brain health. This deficiency was found to be a likely main cause of her dementia, showing how important balanced nutrition is for avoiding such serious health problems. Third, studies have shown a strong connection between not getting enough vitamin D and Alzheimer's disease, especially in Australia. The University of South Australia looked at information from more than 290,000 people who took part in the UK Biobank study. The results showed that not getting enough vitamin D is strongly linked to a higher risk of getting Alzheimer's disease. In particular, the study found that bringing vitamin D levels back to normal might be able to stop up to 17% of Alzheimer's cases. Vitamin D is famous for being very important for keeping bones healthy, but it has other effects as well. It helps keep many biological processes in the body in balance because it is a hormone precursor. Brain health is one of its main jobs. Vitamin D may affect brain function in several ways, according to researchers. For example, it may help reduce inflammation, support neuronal growth, and make it easier for the brain to get rid of harmful proteins like amyloid beta. The results of the study show how important it is to keep your vitamin D levels healthy for overall health, including brain function. It's not likely that taking extra vitamin D will cure Alzheimer's disease on its own, but it could be a good way to lower your risk and care for your brain. This study adds to the growing body of evidence that changes in diet and lifestyle can help lower the risk of getting Alzheimer's. Fourth, studies done in the US have found an interesting link between getting too much sleep and a higher risk of Alzheimer's disease. People who nap a lot during the day are more likely to get Alzheimer's disease, especially as they get older. In a study with 1,650 older people, average age 81, including 812 people with cognitive impairment, researchers used wrist-worn devices to track napping habits over 14 years. The study found that people who napped for more than an hour a day had a 40% higher chance of getting Alzheimer's disease than people who napped for less than an hour a day. The link between taking too many naps and getting Alzheimer's is thought to have something to do with the brain's overproduction of harmful proteins. It's possible that taking too many naps during the day can cause these harmful proteins to build up and mess up the brain systems for staying awake. This interference can make it harder to think clearly and, in the end, raise the risk of getting Alzheimer's disease. But it's important to tell the difference between taking too many naps and taking enough naps. Many naps have been linked to possible risks, but a few naps a day can be good for you. For example, a 2016 study in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society showed that older adults in China could think and remember things better after a 1-hour nap. This finding suggests that taking too many naps might be bad for you, but taking the right amount of naps can be good for your brain health and cognitive function. Fifth, putting too much emphasis on cleanliness may raise the risk of getting Alzheimer's disease without meaning to. Keeping your home clean is good for your health and well-being in general, but there is more and more evidence that cleaning too much could have unintended negative effects. A certain amount of contact with bacteria and other microorganisms is necessary for the immune system to grow and work properly. This exposure trains the immune system to recognize and fight off possible threats and keep the immune system in balance. Too much cleaning in the environment can keep the immune system from getting the signals it needs to grow and stay stable. In turn, this can make it harder for the body to fight off pathogens and keep its immune system strong. If you live in a place that is too clean, you might not be exposed to as many good microorganisms, which can weaken your immune system. Over time, this weakened immune response could lead to several health problems, such as faster nerve damage in the brain. Neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's may be made worse by having a weak immune system, according to new research. Furthermore, using disinfectants, antibiotics, and other cleaning products too often can make it harder for good bacteria that help the immune system to survive. These substances stop the immune system from working out and adapting to new challenges by killing these microorganisms. Such actions can make the immune system weaker overall, leaving the body more open to getting sick and possibly adding to cognitive decline. Too much cleanliness in our homes may seem harmless, but it may actually make the chance of getting Alzheimer's disease higher. Keeping our living spaces clean is definitely good for our health, but when it gets too clean, it can lead to bad things we didn't expect. As a delicate balance, Our immune systems need to be exposed to small amounts of bacteria to grow and stay stable. When our environment is too clean, our bodies don't get these important signals, which makes the immune system less effective over time. This lack of immune stimulation can slow down the activity of cells and, even scarier, speed up the breakdown of brain nerves. This makes the chance of getting Alzheimer's disease higher, a disease that can slowly destroy memories and a person's sense of self. A lot of disinfectants and antibiotics can also kill good microorganisms that help the immune system, even though they are meant to kill harmful bacteria. Our body's ability to fight cognitive decline is further weakened by this disruption. This incident is a tragic example of how trying to be clean can actually put your health at risk. Please leave the second comment below to let me know that you're still watching this video with me and that you think these lessons are helpful. Recognizing the early signs of Alzheimer's disease is very important because it can help people get help faster and better manage their condition. The signs can be heartbreaking. A mind that used to be sharp, having trouble learning new things. Someone who can't do everyday things like shopping or budgeting, and a clear loss of memory. Family members may notice that a loved one keeps asking the same questions, has trouble expressing their thoughts clearly, or pulls away from things and people that used to make them happy. If we feel like we no longer know the person we used to know, these changes can be very hard on our emotions. Losing track of familiar routes, seasons, or even specific dates can be upsetting, and the changes in mood, such as anxiety, depression, or irritability, can make it harder to do normal things. To fight this scary risk, it's important to take precautions and live a healthy life. It can be excellent for you to eat more fish, especially types that are high in omega-3 fatty acids, like salmon and sardines. People know that omega-3s, especially DHA, are good for brain health and can help stop Alzheimer's disease from happening or getting worse. In the same way, doing mental exercises like Sudoku can help keep the brain strong and active. Adopting a balanced diet and keeping your mind active are two seemingly simple changes that can make a big difference in maintaining brain health and overall health. By making thoughtful changes to our environment and way of life, we not only protect ourselves but also improve our health. Such actions could help us avoid getting Alzheimer's disease and keep our minds clear. Third, keep your weight in a healthy range. Keeping your weight at a healthy level is very important for lowering your risk of getting Alzheimer's. Having too much weight can put too much stress on the body and lead to many health problems, including memory loss. The best way to lower this risk is to be physically active on a regular basis, eat a balanced diet, and develop other healthy habits. A healthy diet with plenty of vitamins and minerals is important for brain health, and exercise can help you control your weight and improve your overall health. By doing these things every day, you can make your body and mind healthier, which will lower your risk of getting something like Alzheimer's. Sticking to a meditation routine is excellent for your brain health. Meditation helps people focus, lowers stress, and boosts brain power, which makes it a powerful way to fight Alzheimer's disease. Meditation has been shown to improve brain plasticity, which is the brain's ability to change and adapt. This capability is important for keeping our minds sharp as we age. Meditation is a relaxing activity that can help clear your mind and keep your brain healthy in general. The practice can help prevent cognitive decline and may even lower the risk of Alzheimer's. Setting up a regular sleep schedule is another important part of keeping your brain healthy. Getting enough quality sleep is important for your health and brain. Long-lasting sleep problems, like staying up late or having bad sleep, can hurt brain health and raise the risk of getting Alzheimer's disease. Setting aside time to sleep every night and making your bedroom a relaxing place to sleep can help your brain work better and lower the risk of cognitive decline. Taking part in social activities is also important for keeping your brain healthy and lowering your risk of getting Alzheimer's. Getting together with family and friends keeps the brain active, stimulates the mind, and builds emotional bonds. Being socially active keeps your mind active, helps you stay mentally strong, and gives you a sense of purpose and well-being. Being involved in meaningful activities and keeping up strong relationships with other people can help your mental health and make you less likely to get Alzheimer's disease. We appreciate you watching and joining us as we talk about Alzheimer's disease. We've talked about a lot today, from the surprising causes that could be hiding in the things you do every day to good ways to avoid them. What do you know about Alzheimer's disease and how to avoid getting it so far? Please get in touch with us. Write in the comments what you learned from this video and how you're going to use it in your daily life. It could be a new way of eating, a change in the way you sleep, or more social activities. People in our community can be motivated by your ideas and experiences to take action for brain health. If you thought this video was helpful, please tell us what stuck out to you the most in the comments below. Also, please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you sign up, you can be sure that you won't miss any of our future videos in which we'll continue to share useful health, wellness, and other information. We can stay informed and help each other keep our minds healthy and strong if we work together. Thanks for living in our neighborhood. Have a lovely day and see you soon. What do you know about Alzheimer's disease and how to avoid getting it so far? We're so grateful you were here today. If something you heard today sparked hope or new thinking, please subscribe and tap the bell so we can continue walking this journey together. Want to send a signal to the universe? Drop this in the comments. My story isn't over. It's just getting better. Every word holds power, and yours are no exception. Wishing you peace, strength, and endless inspiration. And here's something powerful. Share this video with 5 people you care about. It's believed that when we pass on uplifting messages, we spread universal energy that can strengthen hearts, bring peace, and even help us all live longer, more joyful lives.